Hi, I'm Erica Leppert, Director of Pupil Services for Indian Hills Schools, and with me today is Dr. Rich Gilman, Director of the School-Based Mental Health Program at Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center. For the past 3 years, Indian Hills School District has partnered with Cincinnati Children's to work with our students. Dr. Gilman, can you tell us a little bit about the program?
I'd be happy to. The program has been in existence for almost a decade now and has expanded now to 7 school districts in the Cincinnati area. Our staff are highly trained licensed counselors and social workers, each of whom is placed in the school full-time.
So why is there a need for this type of program?
Well, we started this program because we recognize the need for quality mental health services in our communities. We have found that treatments are most effective if they are delivered in the same setting where the problem is occurring. We also have found a very strong relationship between positive mental health, academic achievement, and future career success. So the more positive a student they believe about themselves, their world, or their future, the more likely they can devote their full energies to their schoolwork, their peers, their parents, and their individual goals. Having essentially an outpatient clinic in schools means that the parent and students do not lose important learning time by having to travel to a distant location, and that our therapists better understand what the student experiences on a day-to-day basis. Also, by being in schools, our therapists establish very close relationships with parents, teachers, and school administrators that are not found elsewhere. In fact, this partnership is not found anywhere else in the nation and is a model that is being recognized by community and legislative leaders.
How does the program work here at Indian Hill?
Well, at Indian Hill, we have staff located in the primary and elementary school, as well as the middle and high school. Our partnership with Indian Hill, counselors, school psychologists, teachers, and the administration means that we add to the excellent services that are already available to students. Our role is to work with students who may be experiencing distress, which typically is anxiety, depression, or stress-related issues, which includes trauma or difficulty adjusting to a life situation. Referrals can be made directly to the school counselor, who then works with the therapist and family to move the process forward.
Great. So what is some key information for our families?
Those are great questions. I think the biggest one right now is that, that's a great question. It's important first to note that Indian Hill only provides access to care. What this means is that the district is allowing Cincinnati Children's to establish an outpatient clinic in their schools. This means that services are billed to families in the same way that
Start from you. Start at the top where me is.
Oh, got it. It is important first to note that Indian Hill only provides access to care. What this means is that the district is allowing Children's to establish an outpatient clinic in their schools. This also means that services are billed to families in the same way that the student will be seen in a traditional outpatient setting. But it is important to note that all forms of payment are honored, whether it be insurance, Medicaid, or other forms, and more importantly, no student is turned away if families cannot afford services. We will work directly with the family should this be the case. Further, all information, and this is very important, that is shared in the sessions are strictly confidential. No information is shared with the school unless expressed under written terms. Let's try that again.
We have to go back to the top.
To the top?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I write too much. Now I have to read it. I have to read what I'm writing.
Okay, go ahead.
3, 2, 1. First, it is important to note that Indian Hill only provides access to care. And what this means is that the district is allowing Children's Hospital to establish an outpatient clinic in their schools. This means that services are billed to families in the same way that the student would be seen in any traditional outpatient setting. But it is also important to note that all forms of payment are honored, whether it be insurance, Medicaid, or other forms. More importantly here is that no student is turned away if families cannot afford services. We will work directly with the family should this be the case. I think the biggest concern that families might have is who is sharing this information. I will say that all information shared in sessions are strictly confidential. No information is shared with the school unless by expressed written consent by the parent. Our therapy itself is based on a powerful curriculum that is solution-focused. Each session teaches the student a skill to help them identify and work through their distress. Each new session builds on that newly learned skill. So our model emphasizes skills development. It is not talk therapy. And much like any new skill, the student practices these skills extensively outside of the sessions, whether it be in the classroom or at home or wherever else they are where they're feeling the distress. Like any skill, the more the student practices them, the more automatic the skill becomes. we pay very close attention to our outcomes. Before each session, before the sessions even begin, I should say, the student completes our outcome measures to determine how well they're responding to our curriculum. The good thing is that we typically see distress reduced almost immediately, and we really begin to see changes within the first 6 weeks. For example, here are some actual outcomes that we have collected at Indian Hill during this past year. This information is based on middle and high school students, but the results are the same for younger students as well. In this first graph I'm showing you, this is anxiety. And the cut point for anxiety is 8. Anything above 8 is indicative of pretty high stress in terms of anxiety. And as you can see, when a student comes to see us for the first time, they have pretty high anxiety, but by session 6, as you can see, the scores are significantly below that cut point of 8. In this next graph, you'll see for depression, the results are very much the same. A tremendous drop in scores in just 6 sessions. And this is in a 12-session curriculum. So I want to emphasize that the treatments that we provide not only are skills-based, but they're based on short-term models. Our goal is to not have a student in therapy for longer than 12 weeks. And in fact, we have a 90% success rate in the 3 most common referrals to our therapists over time. Again, it's anxiety, depression, or some form of stress.
Thank you so much for this information, Dr. Gilman. And can I just say, it's been a great partnership, and we look forward to continuing this work together. Families who are interested in learning more about this...
Switch, so
Oh.
I didn't know he was finished there.
I can shoot that last part.
So, yeah, so start with your part.
Thank you so much for this information, Dr. Gilman. And can I just say, it has been a fabulous partnership. We look forward to continuing our work together. Families who are interested in learning more about this important service can contact their school counselor.